West Philadelphia, born and raised. Chris Rock, you're a better man than me. You are a better man than me. Welcome to Jay's World, so let's talk. You know how we do it, so let's get into it. And welcome to another edition of Jay Topics. All right, y'all, let's talk about it. Let's get straight to the point. I'm sure by now, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, and I do mean that literally because all of that crap went down last night. I'm talking about the infamous slap heard around the world and in Hollywood. Will Smith's physical assault on Chris Rock. Y'all, that whole situation is a mess. It's a mess on several levels. You know, I do feel that there was some bad blood between both of those men. And I do believe that it extended back a few years ago when Jada Pinkett Smith, she started her whole, I do believe that she sort of spearheaded that whole Oscars so white situation. Remember that when she made that video and it went viral and it really caught legs and everybody was talking about Oscars so white because in the African American community, we all felt it. So we know it was a real thing, but she really did use her platform, in my opinion, responsibly. However, people like myself, and I made a video about it back then, we called Jada out on it because I was like, yes, Oscars so white, we get it, but at the same time, are you really just pissed because your husband does not have an Oscar? Are you really pissed because, if I'm not mistaken, her husband was never nominated for that movie, I believe it was called Concussion? You know, I think he was ignored for that. So it was always questionable, okay? But you guys, if you don't remember, that very same year, Chris Rock was actually invited to host the Oscars because no one else would host. So Chris Rock decided, you know what, I'll do it. And in that audience, that particular year, Chris Rock, he did roast Jada. You know, he made a joke, something to the fact that, she wasn't invited to the Oscars. And he gave Will Smith a little bit too. So, you had that whole thing. So I really, in my humble opinion, I feel that's where all of that started. And I really feel that the Smiths never really forgave Chris Rock for making those comments, because as y'all know, the Smiths, they take themselves very, very serious. They do. And I really do feel that they are above anyone ever speaking about them, because they are Hollywood's power couple. I've said that right here on Jay's World TV. Y'all know that. I'm not the biggest fan of the Smiths, and I have admitted it right in front of you guys. I've said that to you guys right in this camera. Just a few weeks ago, all of Will Smith's fans, they were so pissed at Laverne Cox. Remember it was at the SAG Awards. Remember that? She was holding the microphone and she complimented Will and Jada and told them how great they were. And she just made a simple little joke. Y'all, it was so harmless. She just said, now I hope we don't have any entanglements. And man, Will Smith and his beehive, they jumped all over Laverne Cox. Y'all remember that? I mean, drag that poor woman from one end of Twitter all the way to the other. It was just ridiculous. So here we are, fast forward to last night at the actual Oscars. Okay, I'll just do a quick short version. If y'all haven't seen it, the videos are out there. They're right here on YouTube. I was watching the show, and by the way, y'all, when I tell you that show was one of the best Oscars ever in the history of that show, or at least in the history of the times I've ever watched it. And I'm one of those people, I actually watch the Oscars every year. I watch it from beginning to end because on my own personal social media, like Facebook, I love to make my little comments and I make them in real time. I do that with the Oscars. I do that with the American Music Awards, the Grammys, the BET Awards. I don't really watch the MTV Awards like I used to. But anyway, so I'm making my little comments. So I'm watching it in real time like everybody else. And I remember, Chris Rock coming out on stage, because he was to present, an award for the next category. And I'm watching it. And then there was like he made a comment, about Jada Pinkett Smith. Well, all right, Jada, I'm glad you're here. Glad to see you. But and I can't wait for G.I. Jane Part 2. Yeah, and if you guys don't know what G.I. Jane is, G.I. Jane was a movie that Demi Moore made many years ago when she shaved off all of her hair. And Demi Moore really looked good in that movie. When she shaved her hair, it was very empowering and women loved it. Okay, so, and in my opinion, Jada Pinkett Smith looked absolutely stunning. She was really, really beautiful. She has a great shaped head. And I'm not saying that she's lying about her alopecia, because I do know that alopecia goes in stages, and I'm not sure what stage of alopecia she's in, but it does appear that she has, for the most part, 90% of her hair. You really can't tell that she has alopecia, even with her hair shaved down. But anyway, so he made the joke. I thought the joke was funny, and I felt that the joke was pretty harmless. But Will Smith, they cut to him laughing with the crowd. And if you watch the video, you'll see Will laughing. And actually, Jada was laughing at first, but then her face turned sour. And she looked as if she didn't want to laugh anymore. Then they cut to Chris Rock. And then there was a jump in the recording. And it was like, you could tell something had happened. And the reason why there was a jump in the recording, because if you guys don't know, back in the day when there was Nipplegate with Janet Jackson, the FCC put in a delay rule, and it's been there ever since. Whenever you see award shows or anything live on television, there's always, I believe, an 8 to 10 second delay. So production quickly edited it so the people at home couldn't see what really had transpired or whatever. But we did see Will Smith go up and smack Chris Rock. Now, some were even questioning whether it was real or if it was fake. And guys, I can tell you, it was real. It was real, because I too thought it was fake. But a friend of mine, he actually sent me the live, uncut, raw footage from I don't know, some network in China caught the live, uncut footage, and they put it out on Twitter. So my friend sent that to me, and I saw it. And y'all, I can tell you, it was not staged. It was actually real. And I rewound that thing over and over again, and he did connect. But what threw me was what was Will Smith's mannerisms, because as far as I'm concerned, he really snuck Chris Rock. He walked up and sort of did a Hollywood stunt double type of move. He did this thing. Did y'all notice that when he did that little thing or whatever? So I'm thinking, okay, well maybe they're kind of joking around, but they weren't. But he wasn't joking, and you could clearly see that Chris Rock was visibly upset. He was visibly upset, and he was shaken, and he didn't quite know what to do. But the professional side of him was like, you know what? We can't have this be too big of a moment, so let's keep it moving. And that's where we are. Here's where we are, fast forward to now. And what I find so disappointing about the whole thing, y'all, that show last night was one of the greatest shows ever. As far as I'm concerned, it was more exciting than the Grammys. It was more exciting than the American Music Awards. Hell, it was more exciting than the BET Awards, because they had so many black people in power positions that helped to make that show a great show. Will Packer, the director and movie maker, Will Packer, he directed the show. They had a black man that was over the orchestra pit that was below the stage. They had Sheila E., Robert Glasper, They were playing in the band. There were some other black people back there on stage. They had D Nice, my boy D Nice, up in the rafters, you know, mixing and sampling and playing music, putting everybody in a good mood. It was a different type of show. And you could tell whoever produced that show really knew exactly what they were doing. They were not just pandering to black and brown people. They included us. It was such an enjoyable show. And I beg you guys, if you get a chance, please watch that show. You will not be disappointed. You really won't. So it just really pissed me off that Will Smith made that entire moment about him. Because guess what, y'all? The day after, we're not talking about the fact that Questlove actually won an Oscar for Summer of Soul. We're not talking about that beautiful Latino lesbian girl that won it for West Side Story. We're not talking about any of these positive things about black and brown people. Instead, we're talking about Will Smith's old ignorant ass going up on that stage and slapping that man. And to all of you Will Smith apologists, I don't care what you say. You can try to make excuses for him all you want. Will Smith was dead ass wrong. He should have kept his ass in that seat. Fine. If you want to yell something at Chris Rock, okay, fine. Yell at that man. Use your words. But for you to get up out of your seat and walk over and assault him, that's some bullshit. That's some straight up bullshit. And you guys can try to explain away all you want. There's no excuse for what he did. And yes, I said the entire word. I did not abbreviate myself this time. It was ridiculous. And it took away from everybody's moment, including himself. And then he won the actual Oscar. And I was one of the people, I was rooting for Will Smith. I was actually rooting for him. Hell, we all were rooting for him. We wanted that brother to win. But guess what? We're not talking about his moment. We're talking about him acting a damn fool. So like I said, Chris Rock, you are a better person than I am. Because as far as I'm concerned, Chris Rock really should sue. Chris Rock really should have called the police and had him arrested. He should have been escorted out of that building that night. And all of the Will Smith apologists, y'all out there saying, he was protecting his wife. He was protecting his wife. Her ass was not in danger. He's a comedian. It's his damn job. Give me a break with that. They're rich. They live in Santa Barbara. Their neighbors are Oprah, Rosie O'Donnell, and Ellen DeGeneres. Give me an effing break. Ain't nothing wrong with his ass. As a matter of fact, Will Smith, last night, he and his son, Jaden, they were all on Twitter bragging about it. And all of the Will Smith fans, y'all were down there too, egging this bullshit on. So miss me, please, trying to explain away that crap. I'm sorry. I'm so pissed. My spirit was just vexed. He ruined that night for everybody. So if they don't have black people back next year for the Oscars, you can blame Will Smith for that. But anyway, that's all I got. You know, what do you guys think? Do you feel that Chris Rock was wrong? Do you feel that Will Smith was wrong? I mean, where are we at with this thing, y'all? That's all I got. I'm done fussing. All right, guys, please don't forget to rate, comment, and do what? Subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, please don't forget to head on over to Instagram at JAISWORLD.TV on Instagram. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.